So I was working in my print farm this morning, and I realized that I have 3 generations of 3D printers, and I thought it would be a good idea to talk about what it means to operate your print farm with a old style 3D printer, a new mid-tier, and then top of the line. And I know it's very tempting to want to upgrade your 3D printers. I know it's exciting to purchase something new and you feel that a faster machine is going to make you more money. But I just wanted to talk about a few points of why I still run the Ender 3v2 and what I think about upgrading to a CR10 SE or some other mid-tier newer 3D printer that has clipper and things like that, and then ultimately what it's like operating with the Bambu Labs X1 Carbon. Now, I started my print farm in about 2020, and at the time the Ender 3v2 was kind of the best bang for your buck. It was a really good machine. There was a lot of things wrong with it in stock format, but I did make some upgrades. I went with direct drive extruder, PEI sheet. I did a lot of things. I learned a lot about 3D printing from the Ender 3v2. And the way I have it today, it operates just as well as a CR10 SE. Now, the only difference is that this did take modifications and a lot of tweaking and figuring things out. But once I got the recipe down, I could go buy another Ender 3v2 today for $100, upgrade it with direct drive extruder and all that, and it would operate the same. But the downside to that is that more than likely it's going to cost you more than just purchasing the CR10 SE today. And so that's why I purchased 3 of these CR10 SEs, is because I needed to expand a little bit. And I realized, hey, you know, in today's market, it just makes more sense to get something out of the box that works. And that's why you see these 3 here today. I'm not going to get rid of the Ender 3v2s because they still make money. I mean, these have paid themselves probably 50 times over now because they've been operating for 4 years, and they work great. I mean, there's no reason for me to replace these. They are a little bit slower, but because of this automatic part removal system that I've came up with, I mean, these things run 24/7. Look at these. This is over probably 60 pieces without a hiccup. So they still make money, and the only reason I'm upgrading is because it doesn't make any sense to keep buying these, upgrading them whenever you get something out of the box that works just as well, if not a little bit faster. Actually, it does go faster. Now, on the other hand, the Bambu Labs X1 Carbon, it's an amazing machine, but you're kind of stuck, right? You buy it, and it's like an old iPhone. You can't really put a new motherboard in it and make it a iPhone 11 or whatever is the latest. So you buy it. Yes, it's a great machine, but you know, something comes out newer. I mean, these were not cheap. These were $1,500 each. And if something better comes out, well, I could still use these, but I can't upgrade it. And so that's why I love the open source Ender 3v2, because no matter where the technology is today, more than likely somebody from the open source community is going to create something that you can adapt these 3D printers to use the new and latest technology. I know there's companies creating extruder assemblies that have strain gauges. I think I saw some videos of people using the LiDAR, creating a LiDAR system similar to what the Bambu Labs X1 Carbon uses, which kind of blew everybody's mind when it first came out. And now there's community members that are developing these using open source technologies, and you're able to come and update. 3D printers, they all inherently do the same thing. They extrude plastic in an X, Y, and Z coordinate system, and you get your part, right? So my Ender 3v2 will create a part that works just as well as if it was created on the X1 carbon. Sure, the X1 carbon will do it faster and maybe a little bit better quality, but the Ender 3 V2 does essentially the same. If I were to purchase, actually I'm going to go to the CR10 SE because that is the latest. If I were to purchase 5 of these, they would output more parts than the X1 carbon. So when you're running a print farm, it's better to think about how many nozzles you have compared to how fast your 3D printer is. So another point to keep in mind, if you already have 10 old 3D printers, then sure, you can replace it with just 1 or 2 X1 carbons, but that's going to cost you $3,000, and the 10 3D printers that you have aren't going to cost you anything. So that's another reason to continue using what you have and not fall into the hype of upgrading. Another example of using an older setup is when I first started my print farm, I had 20 Ender 3 V2s, and the reason why I had 20 is because the machines were a little bit slower and I needed to keep up with demand. But when I upgraded to Clipper, I went down to 9 3D printers. And those 9 were keeping up with demand because they were faster. And then when I came up with my part removal system, I went down to just 3 3D printers because now these were working 24/7. I didn't have to, the printers weren't sitting idle waiting for an operator to reset it, remove the parts, clean the bill plate. So I went from 20 down to 9 down to 3, and then I started getting busier, so now I needed 6, and so I have these I haven't tweaked. These are kind of outdated, but these are my latest and greatest, and I actually make more money with these than my X1 carbons. So don't feel discouraged if you have an older system. If you have older systems, they can still make you money. Don't kind of fall into the hype of these latest and greatest 3D printers. Your old trusty Ender 3s are still very, very much money making machines. So just a few final thoughts. By no means am I saying don't purchase Bambu or any high-end 3D printer. I'm just want to get the point across that if you have an old system, keep using it. You can update it, especially if it's an Ender 3 platform. You can update it to be just as good as anything out there today. And if you are looking to maybe start a print farm and you want to purchase the best bang for your buck on what's out there today, I honestly think it's going to be the CR10 SE. And maybe I'll make a video on everything that I love about it, but if I were to build a new print farm today, I would just equip them all with CR10 SEs. They're a great machine, and especially the part removal system is a huge time saver and just really elevated the workflow in my print farm. So that's all I really wanted to talk about today. I know this is kind of just random video, but if you have some questions or anything about running a print farm that you want to know or you want me to make a video and talk about, just drop a comment, and then I'll answer some questions and try to help you guys get going. All right, thanks everyone.